So welcome once again to Machine Learning Lagos and to our Grad School Series, the final week. And we're really excited to have you on board and on this call. We have started from week 1, week 2, and now we are at the final stage. And this week we'll be looking at climbing in the graduate school. So before we get started, let's just talk about our ground rules. This is very common if you are very active in the community. Please respect everyone in the session and create a welcoming and supportive environment. Engage actively by sharing your thoughts or questions in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Keep the discussions focused on machine learning, AI, and the topics of agenda. Avoid spamming the chat with irrelevant links, advertisements, and off-topic messages. Join the session on time. And thank you to everyone who has joined the session on time, especially our speaker. Our speaker was actually the first one to join this call. Please, let's just give him a round of applause, please. And also feel free to ask questions in the Q&A segments. Really love your questions. Most importantly, have fun. So let's move on. So our agenda is very short. And so today we'll be having two wonderful speakers, Baimam and Olumide. Olumide is currently not available, but he's going to join us shortly. He has a conflicting meeting, and but we'll just get started regardless. So we are going to. So who is Baimam? One of our speakers is Baimam, and Baimam is a graduate student pursuing Masters of Science in Information Technology, Applied Machine Learning at CMU Africa, with a background in software engineering and cloud computing. He previously completed his bachelor's degree in computer science. His research interest centers on machine learning application in space missions and operations and Earth observation. As a graduate student, Baimam is exploring research at the intersection of artificial intelligence and space science. Beyond academia, Baimam has demonstrated a strong commitment to open source and cloud technologies. Having led and contributed to several projects in the mobile and cloud native application development, he has been a top open source contributor in Cameroon and has participated in global open source programs, including the Major League Hacking Open Source Fellowship. For those that know, the MLH Fellowship is a very good opportunity where he contributed to performance benchmarking tools for the .NET ecosystem. His technical expertise spans mobile development and cloud computing. Baimam is an active community leader, having held roles in Google Development Student Clubs, Postman Student Community, AWS Cloud Clubs, and is an AWS community builder in the serverless computing category. He's passionate about sharing knowledge through blog posts and community events, and is dedicated to leveraging technology for impactful outcomes. Please let's give our boss here a round of applause. I hope you can hear me. Okay, thank you. And we'll head over to the next speakers shortly. Let me just let these people in. Okay. Our next speaker is Olumide. Olumide is a graduate student in chemistry at Tulane University, sorry, where he focuses on polymer synthesis and applications. Olumide completed his first degree in chemistry from the University of Ibadan. With a passion for mentorship and student success, Olumide is committed to helping, anticipating our fellow grad students build strong support systems, find balance, and thrive academically and personally. Outside his research, he enjoys visiting new places and playing football. Please let's give a round of applause to our speaker. So let's get started. Please, if our speakers, can you kindly just turn on your cameras, or if you are free with that, so that our listeners and viewers will see who they are talking to.
Right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. So let's get started. So in this session, we'll be talking about different things. I just want to know how you are tackling them. Want to know how you are taking them on and overcoming them actually. So our first question to you in the academic section is, how different is grad school from undergrad academically?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Cool. Thank you again, Mike, for the opportunity you gave me to like interact with all these amazing people from your community. Again, maybe I will have to reintroduce myself. I am Baimam. I am from Cameroon. Um, master student at the Carnegie Mellon University, Africa. Yeah, right now I am interning with IBM Research as an AI research scientist. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Okay, about the perspective of how can I put it, the difference between grad school and undergrad. Um, I will say the most, how can I put it, the most remarkable difference is how demanding a graduate school is, because I completed previously my computer science bachelor degree in Cameroon. But when I compare like the workloads of my undergrad studies and now my graduate studies, the graduate studies is way more demanding in terms of time. Also, even in terms of complexity, you will always have like busy schedules, how to beat deadlines in research, also in assignments, preparing for your exams. So yeah, I think the graduate a graduate program is much more demanding. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me? So yeah, I know. Have you? Can you highlight any experience or the total experience so far before we move forward to the next question?
Come again? You're not really audible.
Okay, I'm saying that can you highlight any experience so far? Like, can you the workload, the course workload, and the course workload in graduate school? What's
So yeah. So yeah. Okay, maybe this is not like it doesn't apply for to all graduate schools, but from my particular case at CMU Africa, I would say the workload mainly comes from the various courses you are taking. Like if you really kind of combine some technical courses that are really demanding, so yeah, you will always have busy schedule. And yeah, so that was my case this last semester, where I combined some technical courses like probabilistic graphical models and introduction to machine learning for engineers. Like the course workload was really big. So yeah, it was taking like 50% of my time to complete assignments in those two courses. And yeah, always have busy schedule. Yeah, so this is like my own experience of having quite big workload.
all right? Thank you, thank you. Um, so yeah, guys, please, our second speaker is here, so I don't know if you would love to turn on your camera and just answer the question for us too. Like, what are your own thoughts? How different is grad school from undergrad academically?
All right. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. So, talking about grad school, how it's different from undergrad, right? So, generally, undergraduate is in undergrad. Generally, you have like a how will I put that, a template for you to make use of. You have a template for you to make use of. But in grad school, everything you have to be you have to be able to do things yourself. You have to be able to think critically because no one is here to kind of guide you on. I mean, of course, you have guides, right? But no one is necessarily ready to give you these, walk through guidelines of, yeah, do this, so yeah, do that, or yeah, do this, so yeah, do that. I believe you guys are hearing me, right? All right. So no one is ready to, in grad school generally, no one is ready to give you all this walkthrough easily. You have to be able to think for yourself. You have to be able to think critically. You have to be able to do things, think ahead, or even of your professor, of your supervisor. Think ahead of your supervisor. You're the one that is supposed to actually be giving them ideas, not them giving you ideas. Of course, they will modify your ideas for you, but in undergrad, you only do whatever they say you should do. Generally in undergrad, you don't stress yourself about things that they don't ask you to do. But this one, you have to do things on your own. Then they will now help you to like edit things, in terms of your presentation, in terms of your critical thinking also. They are thinking for you, but you're also thinking for yourself. I hope that answers it well.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, there are a lot of thumbs up in the chat, so, so I think a lot of people agree. So Lumde, just to continue with you, how do you manage your coursework, research, and deadlines? I mean,
Oh my goodness. So for that one, there's literally a lot of stuff. In grad school, especially, there's a lot of things for you to do. There is a lot of deadlines to meet up with. But to manage all of that, number one, I think everyone will be aware of that, is time management. You have to be able to effectively manage your time. You have to be able to know what to do at the right time, not just mixing everything together. So for me, I'm done with courseworks. I mean, for first years, yes, you need to do courseworks, right? You need to do coursework. So at that point in time, you need to know, oh, this is the time for my coursework. You need to be able to create a timetable for yourself that, oh, this time is for coursework, so I should not be doing any other thing. Then for times of research, you should also know, like, oh, between this time and this time I should be doing my research. And so the deadlines also, you need to set targets for yourself even before the deadlines. You should make sure that, for instance, if the deadline is let's say Thursday, you should make sure that you're done with everything you want to do by Wednesday, so that it won't be like last minute rush. You don't want a last minute rush, trust me, because your output is a function of what you have put in, right? So what people, if you are like waiting till the last minute, then whatever you, maybe in terms of presentation or in terms of delivering, sharing results, it's not going to be good, because in grad school, it's not just about your work, right? It's not, I mean, your work will be good, but the way you present your result matters a lot. The way you present your results, irrespective of whatever field you are in, the way you present your data, yes, I think that's the right word to use. The way you present your data matters a lot. They don't really much of care of about, oh, how you did your work, but they want to, all they care about is the way you present it is read in a way that they understand, or in a way that actually, what word do I use now? Yeah, in a way that actually everyone understands. Let me just stop there. So I use time management tools like Google calendars and all of those stuffs. Mostly Google calendars. Then to-do list. I have a to-do list every week, every day, every week. Can you hear me? Hello.
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So
Okay.
thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
but ma'am, do you have any? I mean, one thing I caught from Olumide is managing your time with Google calendars and to-do list. So, ma'am, do you have anything to add in like 30 seconds concerning this question? Spy ma'am Nicole.
Okay, sorry, I was speaking on mute. I think it's essentially what Olumide said. So yeah, managing time is one of the core soft skill you need to really thrive in a graduate program, because it's extremely important to be able to meet kind of expectation from your supervisor when you're working on a research, and also at the same time, because a master's program is all coursework, right? So you have to learn how to balance all these things. So yeah, essentially using productivity tools, and also coming to an agreement whenever you are working, maybe with a group of people on a particular project, coming to an agreement, like deciding when you guys can meet, and also have all these schedule, right, track on productivity tools like Google Calendar, Yeah, I think this is mostly what is helping me to organizing myself. And one thing I want to add also, it's about energy management, not only time, because there are some times that you feel like, okay, a particular day where you feel like you did a lot, but then you feel like you could even do more. So, um, for me, especially, I'm really taking advantage of these days where I really feel comfortable, I really feel productive to do most of the work I have to do because, yeah, sometimes it's always better to leverage like when you feel like you have energy to complete some tasks, yeah, it's always the way to go if I have to advise.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I think the common thing I got from there is time management and using Google calendars and to-do lists. So I'll head up to the next question. Yeah, what does a typical day in your academic life, what does it look like, or a week? You could just give us maybe by my take, what does a day look like for you?
Okay. So as a master student, my typical day is like, okay, waking up early in the morning, probably around 6:30, then get ready to catch the school bus around 7. Yeah, and then arrive at school for my very first class of the day at 8. And yeah, I mean, basically having classes, also like taking a break around 1 p.m. for lunch. And yeah, after that, if I have more classes that day, yeah, I will take those classes. Then around 6, I will probably start working on my assignments because yeah, in CMU Africa here, like you will always have assignments on your to-do list, trust me. So yeah, I mostly work on my assignment in the evenings. Yeah, as from 6 p.m. Yeah, and yeah, try to kind of beat a deadline if I have any deadline that day. And yeah, going back to house maybe probably around 8:30. And if I feel like I'm really productive in school on campus, maybe in one of the labs where we used to work, I will extend my stay till midnight probably, and yeah, go back with the last bus. So yeah, typically, but during weekends it's not like the same schedule. So yeah, I probably start working on my assignments as from 2 p.m. during the weekends. Yeah, so this is how is it for me.
All right. So I don't know, Lumide, do you have anything to chip in here?
I mean, it's generally for grad school, generally, it's okay. So for me personally, I just start by planning the day, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I have like a to-do list of what to do because I don't just want to like, keep parabolating. And it's I have two situations, but I think Baimam has actually talked about when you have coursework to do. But currently, I'm not exactly doing coursework. I'm just focusing on research and teaching, right? So I'm a teaching assistant also. So I start my day by, like I said, plan the day, plan whatever I want to do in the lab. It has to be from, let's say, I resume the lab generally whenever I'm lazy. I can resume the lab actually at because luckily for me, my supervisor is not someone that exactly um forces a particular time on you. I don't know if we're going to be discussing something like that during the course, but then knowing the kind of supervisor that you're going to be choosing your PI is very important. So my supervisor is not someone that chokes you on a particular timing for you to resume. So on a lazy day for me, I can resume at 10:30 or 11. But on a like I'm very active, when I'm active, I can resume at 8 o'clock, then work in the lab, do all sorts of things in the lab. Then mostly by 6, I just go. I mean, just done with the lab most times, and sometimes I play football. Especially, I do play football on Tuesdays and on Thursdays and on Sundays. So you have to not just everything not should not just be coursework and research. I'm a baller. So everything should not just be courseworks and research, but also you need to give time for, other activities, which I do, even during the week also. Uh,
Yeah, sorry, I got cut off at the end, but you said during the
Yeah.
week.
So I said during the week, I play football. I mean, towards after I'm done with the day's work, like that's around 6 p.m. to like 7 p.m. Then once I get home, I eat, relax. Maybe I can try to read a couple papers. Maybe not. Then don't let me use the word couple papers. Let's say like one paper. So yeah, because of course in research you need to always read papers also. Yeah, no, I'm not exactly reading to like at this stage. I'm not reading to like pass any exam, but of course as graduate students generally you need to know how to read, not just to read to pass exams, but be able to read to understand.
All right. Thank you so much. I mean, you guys are always very busy, so I understand now. Uh, so the next thing is, so Olumide, how did you choose your research topic and advisor or advisor? Was there
Okay,
any
so
special?
I'm listening, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Was there any special thing you did, or you already knew from the onset, like you really want to do this?
Okay, so um I'll start this way. So I finished from chemistry, UI, and so the first thing was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, in grad school. And that was what led me to my research topic, right? Your research topics, of course, sometimes you can switch, but your research, just the first thing is just knowing what research topic you want to do. So how I chose my research topic was just based on my interest. For me, it was just based on, oh, I just want to do this. I did industrial chemistry, and so it's going to be nice for me to actually explore the field of polymers. So that was what. Then for the supervisor, after checking through several schools and trying to see which school actually fits my interest, not just the school now, the supervisor, the advisor. So after checking through different schools, I saw that, oh, this professor is someone I actually want to work with. So I I actually mentioned that because the moment you knowing the advisor, just not knowing, but you knowing the nitty-gritty of everything the advisor, your proposed advisor does, will actually help you to properly format your statement of purpose. I think it must have been mentioned during one of the programs, maybe last week or something. So your choice of advisor helps you to effectively um, format your statement of purpose. I think that's what I should say. So that was what I did. I started with my research topic, trying to from, of course, what I did in the undergrad, then base that off to um, what is what is it exactly that I want to do? Because for PhD or masters generally, you are not like doing a generalized topic. You have to streamline, and so I did that. Then for the PI, the supervisor or the advisor is based on my research and based on the kind of, what kind of things I want to do for my postgrad. I don't know if that answered the question.
Yeah, I mean, that fully understand. I really understood what I was looking for, and I hope our audience is like they are following because I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. But I hope you guys are getting what they're here. So, by mom, do you have anything to say?
So yeah, my own perspective is kind of different, even though like it is the same context. I will say at the master level, your research topic is kind of open, and it really depends on your interest, right? I believe the objective of pursuing a master's degree or a postgraduate study is to really expand your knowledge set in a particular topic you're interested in, right? So for me, I'm really interested in space operations. And since I'm studying artificial intelligence, I'm constantly looking at how can artificial intelligence be applied into space and aerospace operations. So I read a lot about like how the industry of space is going to, maybe by reading some trends about space missions, and also these research paper publication for from these big space organization. So yeah, it's based on that that I really choose my research topic, because reading about these things open a lot of things to you to understand them. And about the advisor, I will say just look for an advisor that mostly that is likely to be interested in what you want to work on. For my case, I have a professor here in my university. He's working on like space application in agriculture. Although it not really aligns with my interest, but at least he's working in the space sector, right? So this is how, like, after having my research idea, even if it's still blurring, right? As long as you know like the global picture of what you want to work on, yeah, just go ahead and contact one of these professors. Explain him like what you want to work on and what you hope to achieve and or learn in the process. So yeah, I think after a discussion with him, yeah, you will find um how can I put it? Like how he can help you in the process of learning or conducting your research, and yeah, all these things. So this is typically how I choose my research topic and also advisor. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I really hope we're jotting things down, we're noting things down, please,
Mm.
because a lot of wisdom coming out here. Um, so the next question, I think is the probably last in this section, is it okay to switch research areas once you're in by mom?
Oh, okay. Is it okay to switch research areas once you're in? Um, okay, I do believe this is kind of I mean, another person doing a PhD program is kind of uh better to answer this question. But I would say that switching research areas, I mean, it's totally fine. It's okay as long as you know what you want to do, and also you're really interested in that thing, not just maybe there is a funding and then you just want to jump into that with no background knowledge on the topic, especially when you are still like a master student. I believe this, I mean, it's easier for a PhD guy or maybe for a postdoc guy to switch research interest, but when you are doing master's degree, it's kind of more difficult, especially if you don't have like a domain knowledge about the area where you want to switch. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Um, Olumide, please, can you share your thoughts?
Okay, so yeah, is it okay to switch research area once you're in? Okay, so let's look at it from different, perspectives now.
Mm.
Is it okay to switch a research areas once you are in? Yes, it is okay. But now in this case, it is okay if the research area is within the same field, is within the same field that you are in. I'll use myself as an example. I'm in a PhD chemistry, right? I mean, my maybe field is under organic chemistry, polymer chemistry. However, I could say that I want to switch to inorganic chemistry. I could say I want to switch to physical chemistry, right? I could say I want to switch to something that's even quite similar, biomolecular engineering. But I can't say that I want to switch to arts and humanities, right? You understand? So it's okay to switch, but you switching, it has to be within the same area of interest, the same research interest area that you are in. So you can't say you want to switch from sciences, School of Science and Engineering, to a School of Arts. You can't do that because number one, you don't have the background knowledge, you don't have the background, you don't have what it takes to actually survive in that new research area. truth be told, every research area has its own difficulty. So you don't, number one, you have to even know why you're even switching. Why are you even switching? That's the number one thing that you're asking yourself, because there has to be a valid reason for you to switch. If you say that, oh, because it's difficult, trust me, what you're even going is more difficult because you don't even have a background knowledge of what they are doing there. And so it's going to be even much more difficult than where you are in now. So first things first, know why you actually want to switch. Then the second thing, okay, yeah, you're now in, you want to switch. It has to be within the same research area.
All right, thank you so much. So that means if you are studying history, you shouldn't switch to mathematics. Yeah,
Ah,
thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll move to the next session talking about mental health, mental and emotional health. I mean, this is very important. You must be healthy so that you can actually do things while you are in school. So my first question is going to my mom. How do you handle burnout, stress, or imposter syndrome when you feel like, okay, am I really supposed to be here, or you're feeling tired? How do you handle this?
Okay, how do I handle burnout, stress, or imposter syndrome? Um, Typically, I would say it's very important to have a group, like a very close group of friends where you guys really help each other, whether in terms of academics and also in terms of emotional health. For me, I do go to the gym like twice in a week. That this really helps a lot. Um, when I feel like, I feel like my life doesn't make sense. Like I have like 4 deadlines to meet within 2 days, 2 terrible assignments. I think I usually go to the gym to really cool down because I think the gym is really important. Not only like physical, it improves your physical health, but also emotional health. After a working session at the gym, for me, it really helped me to like cool down and yeah, to restart and refocus again on my assignments and also my research topic in terms of deadlines that I have to meet. Um, Imposter syndrome, I would say it's mostly like having a very close group of friends that will really help you when you feel like okay, nothing is going for you. If you feel like other people are doing amazingly great in terms of their research output, and you feel like okay, nothing is going for you. I think it's having that group of friends that will be kind of a mental support to you that really helps most of the time, especially for me talking for myself. So yeah, that's what I would say about this particular question.
All right, thank you so much. Olumide, please, do you have anything to chip in?
yeah. So first things first, in grad school or like grad school generally, definitely you at some point you will burn out. You are
Mhm.
stressed most times, and sometimes imposter syndrome may begin to set in. But then, whenever you notice such stuff as burnout or stress, you should just begin to set boundaries. You should kind of give yourself some form of grace. You should not like excessively, um, you know, pester yourself that why am I not able to do this? Why am I not able to? You should like give yourself some grace. Don't kind of struggle. The moment you begin to struggle, you begin to burn out. So the moment you notice that you're struggling. Personally, for me, the moment I notice that I'm beginning to get stressed out, like by Mama said, I can either do two things, either play football or go to the gym, or even sometimes I watch movies. People say, don't watch movies, don't watch movies. Me, I watch movies though. Don't. Yeah, I watch movies because it's a way for me to kind of ease my stress. So either I play football or I go to the gym or I watch movies. So, but for the imposter syndrome, it's when you feel like, am I even able to do this thing? These people, there are many people that they are getting results. I'm not able to get results. But one thing I do is that the moment I kind of begin to kind of feel that sense that kind of stuff, I mean, I won't even be here if I'm not qualified. That's the first thing I tell myself. So whenever you feel a sense of imposter syndrome. Number one is just think about yourself where you are at that position, wherever you are, that is kind of giving you stress. Know that, oh, at that point in time, you wouldn't have been there if you were not actually able to actually do that thing. So for me, I would say I won't even be in grad school if I don't know what I'm doing, if I'm not qualified. So that's basically how I do all of that.
Wow, that's great stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's just quickly move on to the next question. So, so Olumide, were there moments when you feel like quitting, and what has helped? I mean, you have talked about what helped, like gymming and football, but were there moments when you felt like quitting?
Yeah, like moments are like such moments are moments when you do experiments and you be like your stuff is not working and you be like what is actually going on? So literally those were moments when I had expectations of you know doing this thing and my expectation, oh, this thing will work definitely, it will work definitely, but then it was not working repeatedly. Well, I mean, at that moment I was like, what am I even doing, Self? Why am I even here? You know? So,
Yeah.
and even when I wanted to do like presentations and all of that, if you see how much give me that English, criticism that I,
Mhm.
that I faced, not, of course, there are constructive criticisms, but, um, such things made me to kind of feel like, can I even be able to, to be able to survive in this grad school with multiple deadlines? And so those were moments I felt like quitting. But one thing I did was whenever I felt like that, I first shift back, just think away from research, think away from academics at that point, and focus on myself, focus on other things. So whenever you notice that, focus on other things. Just you have communities. Interestingly, every institution you find yourself, you find a community of like minds there. I mean, either maybe there are people from the same country or the same continent, or maybe the same community you were in back home or wherever you find yourself. So they could even be the same set of people that you just chit chat and all those things. So try to stay in such communities and try to revive yourself in such communities. Then when you feel like it's time to get back to work, I believe that by then, based on my own experience, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, wow, thank you. Baba, can you chip in?
So yeah, I think for me, what I mainly do when I feel like quitting. Okay, because trust me, it happened to me a lot of times. Sometimes you will really it's kind of you're drowning amid assignments, deadlines that you have to meet, research output. Nothing is when nothing is working for you, right? You really have like this feeling of quitting, like you will be like, what am I even doing here? Can I even meet all these deadlines and still like having a research output by the end of the semester? These kind of things, right? So for me, I would be mentally stressed when such things happen, when I start asking myself such questions, right? What I often do is I will just I will just, as Olumide said, try to like get somehow away from all these academics, right? And maybe do something that is not really related to academics, that will really help you to kind of feel like you are being productive, you are doing something interesting. For me, I usually get back to my old stuff, like I don't know, software. I will, because I love writing some Flutter code, so I will start browsing online, get some UI design that I will start implementing, right? It will really give me how can I put it, this moral confidence that okay, actually this is something I'm really good at. I will feel somehow proud of myself, and this, it seems to be like how can I put it? it seems to doesn't make sense, right? But for me, it really helped me to like gain confidence and yeah, finally refocus and restart. You know, working on my stuff to get results. And another thing that really helped is also discussing with my professors. This is specifically when I feel like my research, my research projects are not really going well. I will typically approach my professor, explain him like in terms of academics, how much workload I have, and also in terms of research, yeah, what's going on, and from their experience, they can always advise if you have maybe to look in another direction, or maybe if you have like to shift a little bit in terms of your methodology. So I think my professor experience also helped me a lot. Yeah, to regain that confidence and yeah, forget this crazy moment of feeling like quitting whatever you're doing in your graduate studies.
All right, thank you. I think this is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can see here.
All right. I think you have answered the next question, and I don't know if Olumide has anything to add. How do you stay motivated when the research is going? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you have answered.
I mean, yeah, we've answered that in the previous question.
So the next session is your social life and networking. So Olumide, how do you manage meaningful relationships with professors and peers? How do you manage
Okay,
that?
mostly just ask questions. First of all, the people only value quality relationships when you have something to offer, right? When you have something to offer. So you start by creating, asking good questions of what they do. Like just try to be curious about whatever, like for instance, whenever I meet professors or whenever I go for presentations, whenever I go for seminars and all those things, I generally ask questions. Just find one or two persons that, oh, I'm citing this person. I think I'm kind of interested in what they do. So, or maybe they could also be peers or other students like that. So ask questions, join study groups, just try to, become active. Let people notice you. Of course, not doing eye service, but let people kind of notice you. Do just do normal. Just do normal. People will notice you. Try to communicate with people what you yourself do. Let people know. I mean, just yesterday, I was in an outing. Yesterday was Saturday, right? So yes, I was in an outing, and so I was actually discussing with a medical. This person is a medical doctor. Then I was just presenting what my research, what I'm doing. I mean, it was even in the morning and yes in the afternoon. In the morning, I was discussing what I was doing with someone who is even not a science person, and that helps you to kind of have different approaches towards your research. Helps you to think critically such that you're able to present your research to even people that are outside your field and they will understand very well. So I already created a relationship with those people, those two persons, because of me being able to say what I'm doing. So wherever you find yourself, say what you're doing, then ask questions, discussions.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll just by mom for the next question, because I think we're looking at time here. What kind of academic or professional communities should I join?
Okay, academic or professional communities. Okay, I think whenever there is a university somewhere, right? Um, I mean, you have things like club and communities in your school that you can join. I think it's always kind of a good thing to join a community, especially when you are interested in something very specific. Um, for me, I really do a lot of credit to IEEE communities because these are the kind of communities where like you really feel like you are gaining a lot from the community in terms of networking with people, and also learning, getting opportunities like traveling to conferences, attending conferences, workshop that will really expand your skill set beyond just your academics, and also how can I put it, your courses. So for me, I am active in a lot of IEEE communities and societies that really aligns with my interest, right? And also at the academic level, like at the campus level, um, you know, I, I mean, I put the best of myself to join things like clubs that really align with my interests. So I think being in such communities not only help you to create meaningful connection, like on the previous question we discussed about, not only it help you to create meaningful connection with people who are really interested in the kind of things you are also interested in, but it also help you to kind of explore things in a fun way that is not really academics intensive. So I think it's really important to be part of academic or any kind of professional community.
Yeah, thank you so much. And for Olumide, the question we have for you is how do you network at conferences or events without feeling awkward? I think you talked about meeting up to people. So how do you go around these events and conferences without feeling awkward?
Yeah, so literally, you don't want to just approach anyone without having a game plan. Definitely, because these guys don't really appreciate someone me walking up to them and talking rubbish, just wasting their time. So you need to have a game plan. You need to just have an idea of what you want to say, what you want to communicate to them. You don't have to like be rambling about, just have like one or two questions that will initiate a communication. All you need to do is you create maybe one question or two questions, initiate that communication, then based on their response, you are going with them, you're flowing with them. Trust me, like by the time you are just giving them back to back with their own response, you wait for them to talk. You don't just be the talkative there. You wait for them to also talk. You just listen. So while you talk, they listen. While they talk, you listen. You understand? Because out of that, you can even get some other new ideas for yourself also. So for my own self, I just plan ahead. I have one or two questions to ask them. Then sometimes get their. I mean, I've seen someone that gave me his one professor from another university gave me his what's the name? Is what do they call these things? Their cards, right? For research partnerships and all of those stuff. So it's very important to have a game plan before you reach out to them and try to create a communication with them. Yeah, that's going to be very important.
All right, thank you so much. And yeah, you shouldn't just go and become look so weird at people. I mean, people don't like people just throwing questions at them, throwing questions at them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next we're going to the next session, which is career and growth. And Olumide, I would love you to take this next question. How are you preparing for life after grad school? Are you going towards the academia or industry?
Okay, let me start from the last half of the question. Am I going to academia or industry? Industry. In one word. In one word. So, industry. Yes, I mean, I've seen a couple persons say, "Oh, I know how to teach." In fact, I've gotten awards. Like my students here, some actually have to get me gifts and all stuff like that. But I mean, personally, I want industry. So why do I want industry? Because I want to, implement, not that I can't do academics, but I just want to enter in the industry. No much story. So how am I preparing for the industry now is kind of trying to create a network, like I've said earlier, trying to network with people wherever I find myself. And LinkedIn is a very, 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 very useful channel. So what I do in that regard is I try to look at people that are in the potential industries. From now, I've begun to like research the kind of industries I want to work with, try to get those industry, get that list. I have them on my Google Notes. I'm keeping all of them on my Google Notes. Just have those lists. Then try to research the top guys. Maybe the research side, the senior research scientist, or the senior this, the senior that. That have the capacity to help to create a connection to such companies. So the first thing is researching the companies for me. Then I'm looking at the senior guys in that company. Yeah, that's literally I'm just preparing for the industries. And of course, while in all of that, I'm gaining, the required skill. I'm not just sitting down and, for instance, now I'm trying to learn machine learning, although I'm still a baby. But then I think it's for me, the world you are going into now is the world of technology. And so every person, irrespective of whatever area of research that you're finding yourself, machine learning and AI is like is the future of the world, trust me. So that's really, really why I decide to I decided to go into such skill as that.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. So, my mom, can you answer the next question, which talks about like doing internship and industry projects while in school? So, have you done any internship or industry project? So, how does it affect your program too?
Okay, I think internships are kind of this experience that really kind of completes your experience at the graduate school. So for me now, I am currently interning as a AI research scientist intern at IBM Research Africa. And how can I put it? I've just started like 3 weeks ago, but the impact that had on me is kind of amazing. I don't even know how to describe it. Um, because in just 3 weeks, I've seen like how can I put it? It's really connecting the dots of my academics coursework, and also all the kind of projects that I did during my courses, also all the kind of assignments I work on. I'm really now seeing like how all these dots are connecting, like the mathematical background you need in order to do machine learning and AI, and also the programming skills, the software skills. So all these things are really connecting when you are really doing an internship in an industry, especially in a lab like IBM Research. So I've really seen like the connection between all these things, right? When they really tell you that, okay, mathematics, maybe it's something like linear algebra, is really a prerequisite to machine learning. I mean, it's somehow not straightforward to understand, but when you are in a context of maybe industrial project or industrial internship, you will really see how all these things connect. And yeah, this is really what has impacted uh, me on a personal note. And also I'm already seeing like where I can position myself about like the previous question that Olumide answered, like industry or academia after my degree here. So just my experience at IBM Research for the last 3 weeks is really teaching me, I mean, it's really helping me to see more clear where I will position myself. So really impactful.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So, none of us, so we're not going to have any good lecturer here. Are you saying that lecturers are like, I think of a past? I really, I really hope not. And so for my mom, is publishing or attending conferences a must?
Oh, okay. I really like this question. Is it a must? Not really. I I would say it all depends on where you really want to go. After your master's degree. Okay, for where I study, Carnegie Mellon University, Africa, they really do take research something very, very, very serious and a great component of your master's degree. But attending a conference, although it's extremely important, especially if you want to pursue a PhD or maybe go to, a competitive postgraduate program, maybe it could be another master's or PhD, it will really increase your chances of getting a PhD. But I think it's not really a must. You know, if you don't have like the chance to publish or attending a conference, it's okay. It doesn't mean that what you're working on is not like meaningful, because these things are somehow crazy, because very, very good research papers can be accepted. Uh, you know, I mean, very, very good papers can be rejected at some conferences. Meanwhile, medium to good quality conference papers get accepted in very and high reputable conferences. So, um, it's all about knowing where you want to go after your degree. uh but I would say it's not a must, but it's important if you want to pursue like a PhD. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I don't know, Olumide, do you have something to chip in like 1 minute so that we move
Yeah,
on?
just in 30 seconds. Yeah, just as Bimam has said, it is not compulsory. It can be recommended, but it's just that it helps you, it just shows your productivity, even though sometimes some people don't really care about that. Then attending conferences just helps you to connect with people. So if you don't attend conference, anyways, for PhD, it is important for you to attend conferences. That's one of the criteria of PhD itself, attending conferences. But for publishing, it depends on your supervisor. Some supervisors, we've seen supervisors that really don't care about you publishing, especially when you want to go into the industry. You don't really need publishing. It's if you want to go into the world of academia that publishing is, very, 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 very 100% important. But if you want to go into industry, no one cares about your publishing. You just want to see what you can present, what you can, show for. That's all.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's move to the next session, which talks about practical advice. So, Olumide, what do you wish you knew before starting grad school? Like, as you got there, you'd be like, okay, wow, I wish I knew this.
Number one, oh, your research does not work the way you think. You'd be like, as I said this thing, it will work like that, straight up. Like you just get my results, gather my results, everything run fast, fast, fast. You see yourself 1 year into the program, you're still trying to figure out what is going on. It's normal, it's fine, it's okay. The only thing you should do is don't bite yourself for what is not working. It's just sit down, relax, think, like where myself and Mama said, just relax from anything education or research for now, and just go, just chillax, do other things, focus on other things, and you come back. Then another thing I wish I knew was maybe in terms of like the supervisor, you know. Yeah, I mean, my own supervisor is good. I'm just saying that on behalf of some other persons, that knowing the supervisors, some people had issues with their supervisors, and so they really, felt the heat. You know what I mean? They felt the heat, and they eventually had to switch professors and all of those stuff. So I'm just this second one is just for on behalf of some other, just to get note that you should just research your professor, know about your professor before you get started with them.
Yeah, thanks. That's actually very important, knowing your professors. So, by mom, so these next two questions: how do you manage your time effectively, and what tools or resources help you stay organized? Can you explain this to us?
Okay, as I previously mentioned, I do use a lot of these productivity tools to really stay in sync with the tasks I have to complete, and also things that I have to do. Most of the time I really I mean, of course, at the beginning of every semester, I mean, after knowing my course schedule of the whole semester, I will just punch them on my calendar, so that I stay in sync with whenever I have a class or a presentation, or maybe, I don't know, a research engagement with one of the professors. First of all, calendar important to really track your task, and also these things like meetings and all of the engagement that you have to do. Um, Also, I do use a lot. I write a lot of notes, especially on my notebook, to really also keep in sync with whatever I have to do, and it also helps me to remind me. Uh, what else in terms of managing my time? Um, so yeah,
Yeah, sorry. Like also you can talk about tools or maybe Olumide wants to chip in here. What are the tools or resources that help you stay organized? I know it might seem trivial.
No, I think we've actually mentioned stuff like related to that before, but I mean, just to say that, like, just generally time management tools, then um for me personally, I use um Google Sheets to just highlight, the various categories of things that maybe I plan to do this stuff in this proportion or in this proportion. So I kind of use Google Sheets for all those stuffs too. Just having a step by step of what every task that I need to do, apart from using a to-do list. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And the last question in this section is: how do you manage finances and living expenses as a student? Yeah, by mine we can come anyone.
mm, interesting one. How do I manage finances and living expenses? Um, okay, I think as a student, yeah, this is also a very extremely, I mean, important thing, to be aware of how to manage your finance and living expenses. So for me, I budget whenever I want to do something, and also I mean, I know at the end of the month maybe I will get my stipend. I will start carefully planning in terms of what I will spend during that month. If I have something planned with friend, maybe an outing or something like that, I make sure to kind of allocate like a maximum threshold budget to not go beyond that amount, right? um Also, even though like sometimes you will really feel like you don't have time to maybe cook, and you will be ordering from mainly restaurants to eat, but most of the time I think organizing yourself to maybe go to the market, buy your own groceries, and come to the house and cook, it really serves a lot. It really serves a lot. So this is really what helps me like to keep my finances to be like enough for me to sustain all my basic amendings, and also be sure that by the end of the month I will not have any financial problem. So yeah, I think mostly it's all about budgeting what you are going to do, and also track your expenses, which is also extremely important to really help you know that, okay, maybe it's the 15th of the month and you have spent that much money, and you should really be careful for the remaining next 2 weeks. So yeah, tracking your expenses and budgeting everything.
Yeah, thank you so much. So that you won't go broke and be stranded. Especially if you're international students, nobody's coming to save you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you do that? Like 1 minute.
Anyways, Bama was mentioned like literally everything. I got my senses back in that regard, especially like budgeting, when I spent literally a lot, like so much that I was wondering how was I the one that actually spent all of this? So that was when I got my sense that, oh boy, you need to like start budgeting. So budgeting is very important, as you have said, and that led me to cooking, which I just if I know that, okay, for instance, there are some things that I can still cook, at least it can still go for 2 3 days before cooking another one. I don't have to like necessarily um I know some people like fresh food. That, oh, I cook, I eat, I cook, I eat, I cook, I eat. But I don't know about such persons. But me, I cook, put it in the refrigerator. Thank God, there's no like light goes off and all those things. So keep it in the refrigerator, refrigerate, bring it out, microwave or warm it on the gas cooker and all of those stuff. Then I eat. So cooking is better than literally spending so much, because buying food is super expensive. How much food do you want to buy? Before you know it, you have spent even your stipend if you keep buying food. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so I think a common theme here is you need to cook. So if you don't know how to cook, please cook, so that so that it won't be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our last segment is just some quick fire fun questions. So, what's one myth about grad school that turned out to be false? Um, Olumide.
Ah, that's very important. And I've heard that before I also came to grad school. That in grad school, you need to walk, 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 walk. Is a lie. Plan yourself well and relax well. Enjoy yourself. I mean, I used to tell some of my friends that are also like coming, and they're also coming in. Like, bro, just relax yourself. Like, don't be so much thinking that, oh, grad school is so much about your work. You have to work, work, and keep working. You have to give time for your personal self, because the more you give yourself to like complete work, 27/7 work, you don't be productive that way. Do some work, go and relax. Do some work, go and relax. So the myth is you have to work for 24/7 so that you'll be able to get your desired result.
All right, thank you. What about ma'am? Do you have any?
Okay. Me, I feel like I have another perspective on this question. Um, so yeah, I'm from Cameroon, and usually in Cameroon, right, you know that graduate schools are usually relaxed and chill. There is not much pressure in terms of like course workload and all these kind of things. You just have like to focus on whatever you're working on with your supervisor, as long as you're delivering the result, the coursework should not be a problem, right? But for me, it turned out to be very false because what is really taking much of my time in graduate school is actually completing my assignments and also all this engagement with the coursework, right? The research component turns out to be like something that is quite workable as compared to um, all the other academic things like managing coursework and also completing assignments because yeah, it's much more demanding than my undergrad degree actually. If I try to compare in terms of the times I put in to complete assignments and also like how many classes I attend on site every week. So yeah, think I think
Okay,
that's what I would say.
yeah. So, are you saying that masters is heavier than PhD?
Yeah.
Or
From my own perspective, my master's degree is way more heavier in terms of workload as compared to my undergrad degree. Yeah.
no. I mean, the way Olumide sounded was like, I mean, he's in control. He can just sleep well, relax well, plan your time. But
Oh.
you are saying uh, there is no time. Okay, I won't say much. So the next question is, what's one habit that have changed everything for you? And by mom.
Okay, waking up early. That's that's um that's something that really changed everything for me to be really, really honest. Because my undergrad degree was not that demanding, so I could chill and bam bam until the very last minutes and do everything overnight and then submit and yeah, still get amazing grades, right? But in my graduate degree, like I had to take classes early in the morning at 8. So yeah, I completely lost my habit of waking up early, right? So most of the time, before I start my master degree, I will wake up. I will sleep around 3:30, maybe wake up probably at 9 or 10. But waking up early and sleeping also early, at most after midnight 30, is really what changed my habit. And yeah, it really helped me to always plan myself, feel like I have 24 hours day, and also like be productive during my days. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. I mean, you said sleeping after midnight is early. Like, I really want to be like you, honestly.
Oh my
Like,
God.
yeah. So, Olumide, do you have any habits that have changed everything for you while you have been a grad student so far?
Yeah, I mean, anyways, in for by mom, for me, sleeping after midnight is still early for me, which I still do now. Don't mind me. I still sleep
Uh,
around sometimes 1:30,
uh,
like or 2 o'clock, depending on like the workload and other stuff. And eventually, I have to like wake up every day 6 o'clock or 6:30.
uh,
Um, The other thing is like social media. Before I used to like, social media is dangerous, like a dangerous game, and it kind of keeps one distracted. Yeah, you may not be on the social media for like 1 hour or 2 hours, but the fact that you even enter that social media especially during work hours, kind of gets you distracted. The thinking, let's say you are thinking in a particular direction. You say, "Oh, let me quickly look at Instagram small, bang, 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 bang." Before you come back, whatever you're thinking at that point in time already derailed. It's more like you have a railway. The moment there's a kind of bend in that railway, there's a potential for that train to kind of crash. So social media is necessary for me. I mean, personally, I'm still learning because it's still a work in progress for me. I want to try. There was a day I tested it that I literally dropped my phone at home and I went to school without my phone. I just took my laptop and my tab and just went to school, and trust me, I got much more result than when my phone was with me. So social media is one thing like that is changing. It has not changed completely. It is changing for me, and it is very, very, very important. I believe that not just for me, for everyone here, actually.
yeah.
So, two advice I got here is waking up early. Personally, for me, even I had to like, because also I write, I'm a software engineer, I write a lot of code. And sometimes we have this temptation to like stay really deep into the night and
Uh,
then crash and then you want to wake up like 10 a.m. But if you are combining that with something and you have an engagement next day, oh my god, you really need that sleep. You really need that sleep. Then also social media. I mean, my mom can testify. We are both poor with social media. I send him messages like 1st of June, he replies like 10th of June.
sorry,
So
sorry.
so you just need to like really know how to gauge those. So thank you so much, guys. I think that's the last question we have for you. There's one question in the chat from Lasisi. He says, or yeah, he says, how can I evaluate a supervisor before I become his student? So I don't know. Olumide, you can take that because
Okay, so how can you evaluate a professor before you? So first of all, like I mentioned, that you need to you know what you want to do, right? And so you are kind of picking a professor based on what you want to do. So the first thing is, on each of the websites, every school has a website, and every website has a department website, sub website. Then in the departments or websites, each supervisor, each professor has their own website. So you can go into their website, into their this they like just try to track it down. Then you go into that your proposed or prospective supervisor's website. You look at what they do. Number one, if it's something that you like or you think you like to do, yes, that's number one. Then number two, there's a way you can kind of reach out to students that are potentially in that department, because every supervisor, they're always proud to put the students in their group, on the website, especially the ones that are, some of them are actually not updated, but some of them that are updated, they'll put the list of their current graduate students. So you can actually reach out to them and just discuss, just, formally, because those guys too, they don't have time, but they will respond to you, like, depending on how the way you approach them. Just as you are sending a normal cold email to like a professor, just try to reach out to them and ask, oh, what's the activities in the group like? What is the professor like? And those things. Trust me, they will respond to you. So you knowing how the PI works, or who the PI is, you can do that by looking at the website of the professor and looking at the papers that they've published also. That will help you to gain a full insight of what they do. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. So, by mom, I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I would say it's essentially what Olumide said, especially for PhD students. But for me, at a master's degree, right, if you want to work on a project, maybe you're already in the program, so right, it's within the pool of professors within that university that you have to choose probably your advisor or supervisor. Um, what I usually do is typically what he said. Looking at what they work on, like their current research interest. I believe every university have this website for the department where you can find like the list of their faculty, and each faculty has a web page where it will describe his research interest and also what the professor has been up to in terms of research. Yeah, so you can kind of explore what they work on, the topics they are really interested in, and whenever it really aligns with what you would like to do. So yeah, I think this is how you approach them basically.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And with this, we'll say we have come to the end of this session. Please let's give our speakers a round of applause. Uh, we're really, really happy. Bye, ma'am. Thank you so much, Olude. Thank you so much for taking out time out of your busy schedule to join us. This is our small community, and just speak to us with great wisdom that you have. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Welcome.
All right.
Yeah. So you can follow us for updates at X. You can follow us at ML in Lagos and LinkedIn, Machine Learning Lagos. Just check us out. And
All right.
yeah, I'm speaking to the community in case they want to. Anyone that is new here, or you can also follow us here. Thank you. And announcement is that in 5 days time, we'll be having our technical session, efficiency as a principle in machine learning, 6 p.m. GMT +1. We really love to meet you. Updates on this session will be coming up sooner. We just need to finalize some details. So, and also we really love your feedback. I don't know, what do you think about the session? Our speakers will also send you something. Do you love the session? You can follow that link in the chat now and just put in anything. Yeah, let's see. We do have a group. I think we have a special group in the community for sharing. Yeah, we do. We should have a special group in the community for sharing our issues and updates. Yeah, we do have a group. I don't know. Do you have them? Okay. You can just, if you are not on the group, just visit the link, the ML Lagos link, and then okay, for grad school. Oh, okay. Don't worry, we'll discuss that. Thank you. You can send them as feedback, and we'll look at it shortly. So, thank you so much for joining in, and I would really love to hear from you. What did you think about the session? Did you like our speakers? Do you want them to come back next time? For me personally, I enjoyed the show because I call it a show because it was actually a show for me. And thank you so much. Thank you. You can all drop off now once we're done.
All right.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thanks everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.